Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. Today I'm going to be doing pack 11 of the Agora Models release, a build the spy who loved me, Lotus Esprit. So I mean, look, check out what we built so far. Now, I've put a load of masking tape on this because I believe we're going to be working on putting stuff together today, and it means putting a lot of things upside down. I've got my fluffy mat down here as well. I'm going to be needing that too. If you do want to get this for yourself, I've put a link in the video description, and there's also that QR code on the screen. Remember, I went to Agora Models in, where are we, February? I went to Agora Models in January, and I got to see some of the new prototypes that are coming out for the Jaguar XKR and the Aston Martin Vanquish. Oh my god, they look good. Not going to show you yet. Going to wait to the Agora Models announcement, which will be coming soon, about these build releases, and I'll show you them. But it's very exciting stuff. But going to do the Lotus Esprit today, so without further ado, let's get cracking. So if you remember in the last pack, we had just finished making the rudders looking like this. We're going to be building onto these today. We're actually going to be mounting them. So in stage 84, which I have here, I have got the mounts for that. Okay, so I'm going to take the left rudder. I know it's the left one because there's an L just inside there. Having this way round, I'm going to be putting this lug into the top like that. Look at that, moving around. That's held in with a PS05 screw. I have that here. I'm just going to screw that in from the underside. I then need these covers, and once again these are labelled left and right. So that one's stamped with an R, it's the left one I want. And that's going to go into this area just here. You can see the two holes for this to be pushed into. Like that. I'm just going to see, that does hold itself, that's no problems at all. Do exactly the same on the other side. So once again, this is just going to go over the top here, held in with a PS05 screw, and then this little bit of trim here, just into the positions here, and push that down. So that's how that's looking. We do have this bit of trim left over, but that's all there is to do in that stage. Quite a big pack in this one. Look, stage 85, we're going to be installing the propeller guard. So let me just get this open. We do have some electric cables in here. This is how big that actually is. Look, check that out. Cool, huh? And what I'm going to need to do, we've got all of these motors here. Now, I've actually used these motors quite recently, actually, for my Maximilian black hole build. These are really powerful for what they are. Crazy. But what we're going to do is we're just going to be putting a motor down the shaft here. They're all labelled as number 12. You have to put the plug in the right way when you do this as well, otherwise it's going nowhere. Just like that, and then that will just drop in there like that. What we want to do is push this in, so it's just the top that's coming out there. And I want to repeat that for the other three. This is the last one going in here. Tweezers just helped me there, to be honest with you, so now they're all in place like that. Now, the plugs that are coming out the back, they're actually going to be shared between two motors into one lead. So what we're going to do is use this side here just to plug two on this side, and then just two on this side. Now, shall I confirm those motors are working? I've got Mike Lane's Testboard Pro on hand here, so I can do that. Pick the motor tester one, and I can plug this in here, goes into the larger socket here, and then press the button. And yep, we've got two going around here, just feeling them. Perfect. And then what I'm going to do, unplug that, plug this one in, and press the button. Yep, they're both working too. Remember, this is available through MikeLaneMods.com, and I have put a little QR code on the screen there. So what I'm going to do then is take this section and this section here, and what I'm going to be doing is putting these larger holes here and here over these black points here and here, and the backs of these will fit on the first white section just there. So lining this up to ensure this clips in like this. That looks good. And then I'm putting PSO5 screws into the back sections just here. So one there and one this side. Excellent. So that's now how that's looking. All I'm going to do then is bring over this section that we had left over from the last stage. That's going to hide all of these holes. It's going to go in this way like this. I'm just putting that over the top. Get that clipped in. Excellent. And it's held in with 3 PSO5 screws. So I think I'm going to get these end ones in first. And then just one in the middle. Perfect. And with that in place, that's all there is to do in that stage. In stage 86, as you can see here, I've got the propellers. Big old things these are. First thing I need though are just these panels here. They are labelled left and right. As you can see, this one's got an R on it. This is just going to be covering this area just here. You can see on the top camera. So the right one's going to go on this side. Just put that over the top and clip that in. The left one's going to go over this side, sitting in just like that. And I'm going to be holding these in with PSO2 screws. These are silver screws, as you can see. So one in this side and one here. And then when we mount these propellers, all we're going to do is we're just going to be pushing these onto the pins there. So we've got a little tiny hole, line that up and push them on like that. So do the same for all of these. And then once again, to give some visualization of how that looks when it's going, I'm going to use Mike Lane's test board again. Just plug this in. So this gives you an idea of how these propellers work. That's excellent. So in stage 87, we're now going to be starting to build the number plate. We do have some springs in here as well. So this is going to be the base that the number plate's going to go onto, and I've got the number plate just here. So the goal here is to get this perfectly straight on here. That's perfect. There you go. Now we've seen these clips before. We saw these on the DB5 and we also saw these on the front end of the Esprit that we're building now. I'm going to slip these into these cavities here. So one this side. They want to go all the way down into here. Like that. Do the same on the other side. I'm trying to keep them round the same way. So now they're both clipped into there like that. I'm then going to want to put this bracket over the top of these sections here, so it's coming out of that side at the bottom there. And then on top of these sections, this is where we're putting the springs. So I've got them here, one there and one there. Now, probably best on the top camera, having it this way round with the lugs on that side, I want to put this way round here over the top of this. There you go. That's going to be held in with PSO5 screws. One each side. And as you can see now, this middle section is spring loaded. Okay, what that enables me to do then is just to take this number plate and putting these hinges into the sections here and here. They clip in, so that's in like that. That's now going to enable me to close this like that, so it stays into position and opens. So let me show you that again. That's in, off. Excellent. Bring over the bodywork that we've been working on, and it's pretty easy to see where this is going to go. It's going to go into this section just here. So it's fitted in like that. I've got me fluffy mat here because I am going to be turning this over. Look at that, I've got the inside there. We haven't put that in yet. So yeah, turn this over and I'm going to be putting these PSO5 screws just into these holes here. So one there and one here. The last thing to do is I've got these pipes here looking like that, they're just going to be going into the points here, here, and here. Push them in. So that's how that looks when that's in place. And that's all there is to do in that stage. In stage 88, we're going to start fitting the rear lights. So because stages 88 and 89 are very similar, I'm going to do both of these together. And what that means is we're going to be taking this section here first, and that's going to be going into the indent there. Put that to one side and bring over these two parts here. This is going to go on top just like this. There is some little tabs to hold that in. So they see it holds it on its own. And then this is going to go on top of the section we just put in. So that goes in just like that there. That's looking pretty good. Bring my mat up again. And turn this over. And as you can see, it's this area here that we're working on. And I have got the circuit board with all the lights in here, which we're just going to be putting in this way. Making sure they all fit flat in there. Just like that. And then I'm holding that in with two PSO5 screws. So one here and one just here. And that's one of the lights, as you can see, in position. Going to do exactly the same on the other side for stage 89 now. So it's just a case, again, pushing these two parts together. Excellent. Putting this in here. Oop, other way. This on top. Then putting the lights in. And PSO5 screws to hold this into place. And with both of those in, that's all there is to do in that stage. Now in stage 90, I'm going to get this open, but we have got some big bits now to put together. We're actually going to be installing the cockpit into the chassis. So that means bringing over this section just here. And what it wants me to do is take out these two screws, these DS02 screws. I'll get them out. Take this out. And I want to unclip this bracket which is holding the wires in place here. I'm guessing that was just to keep the wires tidy. I'm going to take this bracket out as well. What I want to do is I want to move these wires to the other side of this screw post just here. That's going to open up this square section just there, sorry, the rectangular section just there. Once that's done, you can put this battery box back into place and secure with the SO2 screws. Okay, look, check this out. I've got boxes 91 and 92 here. I'm going to need them because what I'm going to do is put up my fluffy mat, put these boxes here and here, turn this over, so that is now sitting just like that. It can't go anywhere. These boxes are stopping that happening. That was a clever idea, wasn't it? I want to take the interior assembly here. Now I am going to zoom out some cameras just a little bit. I always zoom out the cameras when we're about to put things like this together. And I'm going to be putting this into place just here. So I'm just going to make sure this is lined up. And it's these tabs that you can just see at the front that I want to be over the top of these sections just here. Making sure we're not pinching these wires as well at the side. And that just dropped perfectly into there. So we're going to put some DS02 screws into those holes. I always find that bit is a hold your breath moment, but that has gone in absolutely perfectly. So one here and one over here. Now I want to get the wires 02 and 04, that's these two, and we need them over by this wheel arch over here because we're going to be connecting up 02 and 04 that we've got here. So I'm just going to put these together. Every single other wire, apart from those two, is going to be coming out of the other wheel arch. So again, on the top camera, you have to see me doing this. Going to make sure none of these are impeded in here. That is excellent. So you can see two going off in that direction, every other one's coming off in this direction here. We want to make sure the wires are behind the pillars because we don't want them to get trapped when we're actually putting the next section on. And this is the next section that we're actually putting in. So what I want to do is line this up and make sure this goes into place on the back here. Putting that one in first and just putting the front in onto these points here, making sure again no wires are pinched, which we are good. So into the two holes just here, again DSO2 screws. And then on the back section we're going to put DSO2 screws just into these two holes here. Got to be the easiest of all the models I've done of putting these together. That was so pleasantly, it was just pleasant. Okay, in the holes just here and here, I've got PSO5 screws to put in. So one this side, and one this side over here. And then the parts that actually come in this stage, which we haven't used yet, I've got the left one here first. These are the fuel tanks. They're going to go just onto these points just here. So the left one this side, and the right one this side over here. Each one is held in with two PSO5 screws, just into the points down the bottom here. Now at the back of the assembly here, I want to connect together both sets of 007 wires. Did you like that? 007? So there's the female and there's the male. Let's put them together. We're also going to be connecting together 5, 6 and 8 wires. Now you'll see that I've got plugs here for 12. We don't do anything with that. That's going to be connected later. Now just moving the car back here. I've got this wire coming off here, which is wire 13. That's going to go to number 13 female wire here. It wants me to connect 2 and 4, which I've already done, just to keep them on that side. On this side, connecting 1 and 3. So I've got them here. Just plug them into its female counterpart. They're in. And then I want to connect numbers 5, 6, 7, 8, 12 and 13 at the front. So all of them. So once they're all connected, there shouldn't be any plugs at the front which need a home. They've all been connected. Now I suppose I can now just hide all of these wires down here, so they're not going to impede anything. That looks good. But that is all there is to do in that stage. So in 91, I'm going to be installing the rear valance. Let's get this open. That's looking just like this. I can probably zoom up my cameras again now. So what I'm going to do is take the right cover here and make sure it's round the right way. This one's going to go just over there like that. And then the left one, in a similar way, is going to go over the top just like that there. I'm screwing these in with DSO2 screws. But the DSO2 screw that I am putting in just goes into this point here. Not this end. These ends don't have screws at the moment. Bring over this whole propeller system we made right at the start. Make sure I've got this round the right way. And line this up. And it's going to go 1. And make sure I'm not pinching any wires. I've got these PS25 screws now. Do you remember the one that we didn't put one in? It's now time to put one in. And that's going into this side here. So one there. I'm also going to be putting a PS25 screw in the hole above it as well. And then I'm just going to do the same on the other side. Okay, I'm going to bring over the whole car as we've got it at the moment. I'm going to need to just remove this tape that I've got here. I'm still keeping this tape to keep the rockets from going everywhere. Because I am going to want to open this, just like that. Because what we're going to do is, you see these 4 metal rods here, these are going to go underneath and go through the bottoms here to get these in. You need to put it in kind of like at an angle like that, so then it slots in there. Perfect. I want the DSO2 screws, 4 of these, that's going to hold this into place. I think I'll put the middle ones in first. looking at how almost complete this is, it's making me think there can't be much to do in box 12. But that's that one in place as well. So this is firmly attached. I can now shut this. I'm going to keep it closed just with some tape. Bring up my fluffy mat because I need to turn this upside down. Because now we've put these fans in, I can actually connect these to numbers 12. Those are the only ones that we haven't put anything in. So what we've done is connected every single electric to the car now. That was so simple to do. So I'm just going to stash these wires just under here, because I need to turn this over again. And I do actually need some sprue cutters, because on this sprue here, we've got some caps. Remove that tape one more time, because the caps are actually just going to be hiding these holes here. Just like that. So that's one in. Just got to do the same with the other three. It's quite a difficult thing to actually get them lined up. Very hard. But there you go. When they're in, they should look like that. Perfect. Now when we keep it stored, we just want to ensure that we do lift this back end up to protect the propeller guard there. But that's all there is to do in that stage. So the last stage of this pack, something completely different. We're going to actually do the front right hydro fin. Another iconic part of the car this is, looking like this. And this is going to be an amazingly quick stage, because what we're doing is we've got a keyhole pattern for this, just to go into the hole here. If I zoom up there, you can see that we have got a little lug in there, which is actually going to limit how far this could go in each direction. So you can have that tight, but you are able to turn that a certain amount. So there you go, that's in place. As you can see, that looks pretty cool. And that is all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in that pack. Now, seeing how easy that was to put that together, this is definitely my favourite build. I think that looks absolutely brilliant. Look at it. That is so cool. Now, if you want to get this for yourself, it is available still through Agora Models, and you can get that by following the link in the video description and also that QR code on the screen. I can't stop looking at it. And obviously with this as well that we've built, last pack's going to be really exciting, but you know what? All the hard work's done now. Anyway, I really hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.